Yvonne, are you going to record it? Oh, there she goes. Well, team, welcome. We are so excited to have our business coach on tonight's Zoom as our guest speaker. I know I spoke to him before Yvonne did, and as soon as I got off my first call, which I was super hesitant about, just because I just like to postpone a lot of things. That's the way I am. It's a downfall for me. But I remember getting off my first call with him, and I called Yvonne immediately, and I was like, oh my God, you totally have to schedule your call with Dave. There's something about him. He just lights a fire every single time I get on the phone with him. It's truly, he's inspiring, and he just knows he seems to know the right words to say when you don't think you need to hear them, which is incredible. So, when Yvonne brought up the idea of having Dave get on a Zoom, I was like, yeah, why haven't I thought of this first? So I would love to introduce to you guys Dave Walker. He's our business coach for those of you that are just jumping on. When you hit Joel Status, this new program that they're doing is this business coach. And at first I was skeptical. I didn't know why we needed it or how it would, help our business or anything. But now that he's here and he can tell me, he's really good with reports and stuff, so he tells me what I need to do. It's made a huge difference in my business, and I know he's going to breathe some passion and an inspiration into each one of you. So, Dave, take it away.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us and for taking a little time out of your evening to give me the opportunity to share with you, my passion and to partner with these leaders. Truly blessed to be here. Again, my name's Dave Walker. I'm the Western Region Business Coach for our corporate office. And what that means is that I coach the western half of the United States and our international markets as well. So I coach our jewels in Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. I've been with Plexus just over a year. February 28th would have been my 1 year mark. So woohoo, right? So you'll get to know very early in this call that I celebrate everything. So I celebrate that 1 year and the time that I've been with Plexus as for three reasons. The best thing that happened to me professionally, the best thing that could have ever happened to me in regards to my health, obviously, and then the relationship side of it as well. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Nebraska, born and raised, grew up in Nebraska my whole life. I moved out to Phoenix 5 years ago to stop scraping ice off my windshields and to play golf on Christmas Day. So I've been out here 5 years. A little bit about my background. I spent 10 years in leadership development and training and management in the hospitality group, a hospitality group out of Oklahoma, actually. So I would travel the country and open new restaurants and train everybody from their servers to their general manager, and then move on to the next spot and spend 60 days there and make sure that their first 60 days was a super big success. So I did that for 10 years. Unfortunately, that meant that I missed 10 Mother's Days, 10 Christmas Eves, 10 New Year's Eves with family, those holidays where you just want to be with your friends and family that unfortunately you're at work, right? So I decided to go in a new direction. I started recruiting and being a career coach, which in a Cliff Notes version means that I would connect with people, figure out what their dream job was. Then I would coach them through their resume, the application process, the interview process, their follow-up procedure. And once we got through the program, I would call their dream job and say, hey, I'm Dave Walker. I have the perfect person for your job. And I would facilitate that introduction. So I did that for a few years. I'm really successful, but I wanted to get involved with something that could impact people's health as well. So that's how I found Plexus. So that's a little bit about me. Again, I'm so excited to be here. I really appreciate you all for taking some time out of your evening to join us. Okay, so I'm going to talk on 4 or 5 subjects tonight for just a couple minutes each. The one that's going to feel like I talk about the most is the one that I'm the most passionate about in the beginning stages of a business coaching call, right, which is personal development. I believe that as we develop ourselves personally and professionally, that it gives us the clear sights on areas of missed opportunity within our business. So, at the end of our call, it will feel as though I've touched on these subjects very briefly. I want you to chime in, weigh in with your leaders and tell them, hey, I really liked what I heard about this and this. This is what I would like our next call to be on. Or, hey, I really liked what Dave had to say about verbiage. I would love to hear more about verbiage and follow up. And then we'll do another call on that down the road. Okay. So just follow me, bear with me. If I can't see you, I hope you have a pen and paper. Those of you that I can't see, you do have a pen and paper. I know Heather's ready. Okay, so just bear with me as I ask these questions and ask you to write stuff down, because it will come full circle. Okay, so the first thing I want you to write down is, who is your hero, and 2 to 3 characteristics that individual has. For me, it comes right to mind. It's my mom. She's selfless. She's transparent. She's hilarious. That's the three characteristics that I would write down about her. Okay, so as I get on calls like this and I partner with people like Holly and Yvonne, in regards to, attacking this, today and this month and this year, like it stole something from us, I think about that sentence, right? Who is your hero? And I ask myself, what makes people want to follow a leader, right? Some reluctantly, some passionately to the end of the earth, right? I don't know about you guys. I've definitely had jobs where if my boss was to come in and say, hey, like, I took another job, I'm going to be done in 2 weeks, I would say immediately, well, where are you going? Because I want to go with you. I've also had jobs where I woke up thinking to myself, like, if I have to go work for this person one more day, I'm going to lose it, right? So what's the difference between those two leaders? And the answer is character, okay? So I bring it up because the reason that I was initially, inspired and became passionate about Plexus was the character of the individuals that run the show for us. So from the top, everybody here has heard we are one Plexus. So it's one thing in my experience to write down on a piece of paper who you are and hand it out to people. Say, oh, we're one Plexus. We hand it out to people. That's how we are. That's our culture. That's our character, right? It's one thing to do that. It's another thing to live it. I bring that up because I was passionate about Plexus before I even knew what they sold. From my experience working with Tarl, our CEO, and Alec, our president. Alec would come over to my desk, talk to me about golf, talk to me about his boys. He's got 5 boys. I got a little girl. We talk about our families. We talk about all kinds of stuff. I taught him how to tie a bow tie last year before convention. Okay. He authentically treats me like his equal. So it's his character that gives me my initial passion, which is very different from a lot of what, of your experiences, because you're passionate about the product first, right? You may have not had the impact of, meeting with this individual and seeing that character, right? So I like to share that with people. Second for me was the product. So I'll give you a little of my product story because I like to share it. And I know that you all, it's a big part of, how you introduce people to, to the product. So I have been on our probiotic, our Mega X, and our X Factor now for just over 9 months. And I call it my 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Okay. And the reason I call it that is because if you ate 13 servings of fruits and vegetables today, doesn't mean that tomorrow you're going to feel like $1 million. If you did it every day for a year, you're going to feel the difference. It's that simple, right? So I also call it that because you cannot just do it on Saturdays, right? This is a consistency thing. If I'm going to take a proactive approach to feeling better this year, I have to take it every day. I truly believe if at the end of 30 days, somebody's like, hey, like I need to return this, it didn't work for me, that's because they didn't take it. Okay. So that's the first 3 products that I've been taking for, again, just over 9 months. So now the second thing is you are looking at a slim skeptic in recovery. Okay. So today is day 42 for me. I have been taking Slim for 42 days today. Okay. So little story. I'm working with a Sapphire and we're setting some goals, and then we're setting some strategies how we're going to accomplish these goals and what she's going to have to do if that's the goal and she wants to get there. Right. So we do a little role play. She asked me what products I'm taking. I tell her I'm taking the probiotic, the Mega X, and the X Factor. And she's like, wait, stop the role play. You don't take Slim? And I was like, No, no, I don't take the Slim. And she's like, why not? What is happening? You know, and if you like work at the corporate office, they have Slim in the break rooms. Like, you have it for free. You don't pay for it. Like, what reason do you have to not take this product? And like, even after having, you know, heard hundreds of testimonials and seen how impactful this product could be on people's lives, I believed that I didn't need it. And, you know, and so I said, well, since you're asking, I'll tell you, the truth is, I don't need the product. If I lost 10 pounds, I'll blow away in the wind. I don't have a medical condition that I'm up against. I eat clean. I'm in the gym a few times a week. I take good care of myself. You know, I don't need the product. And she said, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, I know we could get it for free, and I wasn't taking it. And I know, Yvonne, I'm sorry. But the truth, the good news is that somebody challenged me. And so 42 days later, I won't get all non-compliant on you. But I feel 18 again. Okay. On Friday nights when I'm out on the soccer field, I feel 18. Now Saturdays, I wake up in my 30s and I'm limp around for the day. But the product has had a really cool impact on me. So I like to share that story with you because I know that you come in contact with people on a very regular basis that tell you that they don't need the product. And the next time they do, I want you to say, you should really talk to my buddy Dave. Okay, because I believe that I didn't need the product, and it still is having impact on me. You know, and I haven't, like, I'm, you know, like, I feel like this product partners with your body, right? If your body is, you know, could benefit and will run more efficiently by losing a little weight, then that's what this product will help you do. But I'm not shedding pounds because I'm taking this product. I'm just functioning at a higher level, a more efficient level. So I just like to share that with people so that they know that somebody who believed with every bone in their body that they didn't need the product is benefiting from it. So don't let that rebuttal, don't let that excuse from people deter you from, you know, giving it your best to impact them with this product. Okay. So back to character. Character is more than talk. Okay. Anyone can say that they have integrity, but action is the true is the true indicator of character. So I want you to write down one way that in the next 7 days you can let your actions be that of your hero's character. That's why I asked you who that person was. You know, as you're writing it down, ask yourself when was the last time that your hero knew that they were your hero, right? And when was the last time that you thought to yourself, man, I really look up to that person? Or when was the last time that you let one of your actions reflect your hero's character? Okay. So character brings lasting success. I truly believe that Holly and Yvonne, their lasting success within this business stems from their character. I believe that with every bone in my body. Character is what brings lasting success. True leadership involves others. That's why there's 20 plus of us here tonight, right? Their leadership leans on and revolves around their team, right? And that's why I'm here too. That's why I'm comfortable to take an hour out of our evening and to partner with these two leaders, because their character is unshakable. They're phenomenal people. That's why their business has been successful. That's why they got to where they are. I want your actions to reflect that of your hero's character. So the next thing I want you to do is write down 2 ways that you could work as a team this week, right? Two ways you could work as a team this week. There are no wrong answers to this stuff. And I'm not asking anybody to share except for Yvonne and Holly when we get on our next call. Right. But, my favorite example for this is to work, how you could work as a team is to have an accountability partner, right? Find somebody that you're comfortable to give constructive criticism to, that you're comfortable to receive constructive criticism from, right? And have that individual be an accountability partner for you. Set a goal and then hold each other accountable to it on an everyday basis, right? Who here has an accountability partner when it comes to like going to the gym? Anybody? I know that if you for those of you that have it, right, ask yourself, how many times would you have not gone to the gym if that person wasn't meeting you there, right? A bunch of times, right? So I love that as my example. So talent is a gift, okay? Character is a choice. We get to choose our character every time we make a choice, right? Cop out or dig out. bend the truth, stand under the weight of it, right? Character's a choice, okay? So next I want you to write down 4 to 5 words that reflect your character. 4 to 5 words that you would use to describe your character. Okay, I don't have to know you to know that on that list, there's unique, there's loving, there's caring, there's passionate, there's selfless, there's powerful, there's amazing, healthy, confident, independent. I know that you are all of those things. If you weren't, you wouldn't be on this call with us tonight, okay? Tonight, I want to ask you that after our call, I want you to think about and write down 10 characteristics of the people that you would love to have on this journey with you. Right? Think about your dream team. Think about the people that you would like to partner with on an everyday basis, and then write down 10 characteristics of those individuals. Okay, now for those of you that I can see, you've made your Frank's list, yes? Yes? So I want to use this list of characteristics. I want to put a little spin on the Frank's list, okay? I want you to apply the names from your Frank's list to the characteristics that apply to those names. So if Susie on your Frank's list is selfless and independent and a go-getter, I want her to know why it is that she's on our list, right? I don't want the call to be like, hey, Susie, this is Dave. I got some pink drink and some probiotic, and I just can't wait to talk to you about it. I want to meet at Starbucks. I could be there in 15 minutes. Could you be there? Could you meet me? Right? I want to call Susie, and I want, did I freeze on anybody else or just her? Am I good? All right, I froze on somebody's screen, so everybody can see me. Those of you that can, I can see, thumbs up. All right. So tonight I want you to, utilize that list. I want you to apply the names from your Frank's list to the characteristics, right? I want to call them, I want to compliment that individual. I want Susie to know not just that I have an opportunity and a product that could impact her life, but that the reason that she's on my list is X, Y, and Z, right? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that? What I mean by that? Okay, so the beauty of this business is the relationships. I truly believe that if life was to throw us a curveball and I took a promotion with our corporate office, or for any reason, in any way, shape, or form, I wasn't, a coach for Holly or Yvonne anymore, our relationship would continue. The beauty of this of this business is the relationships. I truly feel like I'm sitting in a room with some friends, right? Some people that I just want to do anything that I can to help them, whether it's to impact their business or their personal life or their health. I truly feel like I'm sitting in a room with some friends. I want to remember that, and I want to build that relationship as I'm calling Susie. I want Susie to know that the reason I would like the opportunity to partner with her is because she's selfless, because she's passionate, because she's independent, because she has business savvy, whatever the reasons is that you attached to her name. Yes? So I believe that the relationships are the beauty of this business. They're above the second to none product. We know our product's phenomenal, right? To think that our company has grown in the fashion that it has and that we have less than a 1% return rate is an amazing statistic. We have a product that is second to none. I studied 22 compensation plans when I was applying for and joining this program to be the best prepared I could possibly be for our jewels. And I'm telling you that our compensation is second to none, right? Our incentives, convention will be an event that will be second to none. But the relationships are the beauty of this business, what we get to keep forever, okay? So I want to build those relationships as we work the power of 3. Everybody has heard the power of 3, yes? Right? I understand that from my living room, it's easier for me to say go silver every month than it is for you to be out in the field and go silver every month. I get it. I want to acknowledge that it's almost so simple that we overthink it. I don't want to overthink it. I just want to acknowledge that that is a system that works, and that I talk to diamonds every day who, have a phenomenal income, have impacted, tons of lives. And yet their goal for March is to go silver, Okay, so my goal for you on each and every month, no matter what your rank is, go silver. I have to take a moment just to acknowledge that Heather is a multitasking Hall of Famer. Okay, what she has going on is the real deal. I'm proud of you, Heather. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that's everyone's goal. Hi, dude. That's everyone's goal, okay, is to go silver. It doesn't matter what rank you are, okay? From silver to diamond, the goal is silver every month, okay? Next, I want to talk about something that that I would prefer not to, but the truth is it's part of every business. It's an ugly word, attrition. Who knows what I'm talking about when I say attrition? Holly had to take a deep breath. Yvonne's waving her hand, right? So I want to acknowledge that attrition is real, that it exists in every single business. I don't care what kind of business that you have, right? Whether it is a taco truck, a doggy daycare, a Plexus business, it doesn't matter what kind of business you have. I don't care if you have the best carne asada tacos on the face of the planet. Not everybody that comes to your taco truck is going to come back. That's just the way it is, okay? So I want to acknowledge that it's real, and I want to just, I love tacos too. I want to acknowledge that it's real, and I want to say, move on, right? The saying is, it's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. Okay. And also just to clarify too, attrition isn't necessarily somebody that qualified for you last month and hasn't this month. Attrition is somebody that hasn't qualified in 90 days or more. Okay. So at that 90-day point, I want to wash my hands and be done with it. Never mind that. What do you want me to spell, Susan? Attrition? Spell it. I don't know. Okay, so like I said, like the people that I talk to that are experiencing some attrition, right, and that are down in the dumps about it, that are, I'll get to it, Susan, that are, that are down in the dumps about it, that are staring at their white lines, that are putting tons of energy into, into the fact that people are going to quit, and that's just the truth of the matter. Those people's businesses are suffering. The people like Holly and Yvonne that look attrition in the eye, identify it, and then move forward, their businesses are flourishing. So the truth of the matter is that this is really a how you think business, not so much a what you think business. I just want to see a smile on your face. Now, if somebody quits my Plexus team, does that mean that we're not going to be friends anymore? No. Does it mean if I see him in the grocery store, I'm going to give him a dirty look? Yes. Okay. So I just want to identify that that's a real thing and be done with it. Okay. Now, does anybody have a guess as to what the number one reason for attrition is within our company? Anybody? No? Follow-up. Okay. Number one contributing factor to attrition is follow-up. Okay. So there's a reason that there's a saying, the fortune is in the follow-up, because if you don't follow up, there won't be any fortune. Okay. I hear these stories about, people that spend a year posting and finally one of their good friends is joining their team. And I'm like, awesome, way to stick with it. That's great. I'm proud of you. Now what? And they're like, well, they got their welcome pack. And I'm like, what? That's it? Right. So I want to look at this as though you are CEOs. Your families are the shareholders. So when we get somebody signed up, I want to schedule the follow-up. If you were signing somebody up today on a Monday, I want to say, awesome. Your welcome pack should be in the mail here within a day or two. I'm going to follow up with you a week from today. I have 4 o'clock or I could do 6 o'clock. Which one works better? I want to schedule it. Then when I follow up with them again, I want to schedule the next follow-up. I'm going to follow up with them on a weekly basis, no ifs, ands, or buts, over these next 30, 60, 90 days. Okay. Now, I mentioned that I think that you guys are CEOs. CEOs don't miss meetings. And that's why I want you to schedule it, because it's an imperative time frame for a brand new ambassador. Do I have anybody in here that's only been an ambassador 30, 60 days? Anybody? We love you guys. And so I truly believe that this is a very important time frame for you. We want to love up on you, support you. 5 days, Jen, What's up? Happy to have you. So excited. 5 days. Woo woo! That makes it hard for me to sit in this chair and continue to talk. That's how excited I am. We're going to impact some lives this year, Jen. Welcome to the team. Christy, welcome to the team. Those you newbies, 30, 60 days, such an exciting time frame. Congratulations to you for making the commitment to see just how many lives we can impact this year. So cool. So cool. Okay. So, and that kind of takes me right into my conclusion, which is to remind us that we have that opportunity to change and impact lives. This product is amazing, right? I have a passion and a compassion for people and their health that it doesn't have an off switch. Okay. You do too. That's why you're here. That's why you joined this team. Now, hopefully you have an off switch. I think it's a healthy thing to have. Okay. I want you to be able to flip the switch and live life, but I also want to see just how many people we can impact. So what I also want to remain conscious of is that our good intentions are not enough. We cannot intend to impact lives. We cannot intend to be impactful or persuasive or to see how many people we can help, financially this year. Our intentions are not enough. They require action. So tonight I'm asking you to act. I'm asking you to, work your Franks list, to stay committed to the idea that we can impact and change lives. I'm not asking you to act for the rest of March or till convention or the rest of 2017. I'm asking you to act for the rest of your days as an ambassador. This off switch that I mentioned, I want you to have it, but in the morning I want you to wake up and flip it back on, right? Let's see how many lives we can impact. This product is silly amazing. Let's see how many lives we can impact this year. Who's with me? Yes? Okay, so again, our intentions can be to change the world, but we have to act on them. Okay, so I have 2 quotes in conclusion here for you guys. Okay, and 2 little stories with each one. Okay, the first one, excuse me, is never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or convictions. Anybody heard that before? Never for the sake of peace and quiet deny your own experience or convictions. Okay, so the story that goes with that is that as I was joining our team, I came into our building and we're working into an area that is open aired area. Okay, so there's like 40 people or so, give or take, that are in an open aired area of the office, right? Our events team, our education team, our incentive team, our retention team, our sales team. Gosh, who else? Some other our communications team, so on and so forth. So there's like 40 or 50 people in this area. And so what you guys are witnessing right now is like the equivalency of a Haley's comment to get me to talk about Plexus for 30 minutes and sit in the chair the entire time, like, is unheard of, right? So I say that because as I got through training and stuff, and I'm like learning the back office and making sure that I'm ready to support our jewels, I start getting on the phone and I'm loud, I'm passionate, I'm fired up. I'm like wandering around at my desk and my arms are flailing. I am loud, right? So I'm jumping on the phone. I've been on the phone for like a week and I get this little note on my computer when I go to lunch. And I was like, hey, Dave, could you do us a favor and sit down and not be so loud? And I thought, shit. I thought, oh my God, I'm bothering people at work. This is not what I want to do. Like I'm passionate about this. And that's why, like, I'm just being myself, right? So I get into this like complex. This is me for like the next 2 days at the office. Whispering, huddled in the corner of my desk, right? So my boss, Sarah Bjorgard, our vice president of sales, she comes out and and she says in front of the team, like, hey, has anybody seen Dave? And I'm like on the phone, so I mute it. And I'm like, hey, I'm right here. And she's like, no, 2 days now. I've been in my office. I haven't seen him. I haven't heard him. Like, what's going on? Like, is this guy sick? Like, what's he, like, where's he been? And I was like, well, I may or may not have gotten a few complaints about how loud I am. And she stood there for a second and she said, Dave, stand up and turn up the volume. She said, your passion and you being you is why I have you on this team. I wouldn't want any other version of Dave. I want you to be yourself, right? She shared that quote with me. And so, it's allowed me not only to be myself, and the moral of the story is that if you're bothering other people at work, they'll just move you really far away from them. But, the challenge for me to love myself, right? To be myself, to allow my passion, to not let, a complaint from one other person change who I was, right? And the way I like to apply it to this scenario is that I never want to let my thoughts about what someone might think about me affect whether or not I share a product with them that I think could change their life, right? And I'm sure that in this group, we've all been guilty of not sharing the product with somebody because we're afraid of what they might think of us. Would you say that that's accurate? There's been a situation where you're like, I don't know, I'm not gonna bring up the product because I don't want her to think that I'm this or that, right? So, I just want to encourage us to be ourselves, right, and to never let the fear, or to let the sake of peace and quiet, right, deny our experience or convictions, right? I don't want to let someone else's thoughts or what I think they might think about me deter me from sharing a product with them that I believe could change their life. Okay, so last one's a little more personal. And I'll tell you, I'm fresh off of a week with my grandmother who still lives in Nebraska, came down to visit me for a week. The cutest, cutie little 72-pound, tiny little grandma that you've ever seen, come down to visit me for a week. And when I think about her and I think about, my hero and I think about family, what I see here in front of us is a family, right? It's a community. And so when I think about those words, I think about her faith, and we're a family of faith. We have strong faith. And so, something she would always challenge me to do since the time I can remember is to pray as though everything's up to God and work as though everything's up to you. So although we had a very strong faith, she would always remind me that my God wasn't going to get up in the morning and pay my bills for me. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the goal, which is to go to sleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose, right? So I want to pray as though everything's up to God and work as though everything's up to you. And if you work that way, then you will not help but to be successful. Look at all my multitaskers in here tonight. So pray as though everything's up to God, work as though everything's up to you, okay? If you live your day like that, you will be successful, I promise. I'm blessed to have been here. Who's got some questions for me? Anybody?
Our team is usually shy, Dave. So hopefully if you have a question, you could ask in the chat box. I know me and Holly would love to have some questions.
Dave, how would you, because I know a lot of my team's yellow, so we don't feel very comfortable stepping out of our quote unquote comfort zone. How do you approach a stranger that you don't know about the products?
Well, I mean, I'm a red when it comes to that, so there is no gray area. It's pretty black and white for me. So for me, if I was approaching a stranger, I literally will hold the door for somebody. I'll ask them how they're doing. And if they say anything other than amazing, then I'll say, then we should talk because I can fix that. Right. And they're like, what? You could fix that? I told you I was good. And I'm like, yeah, I want you to be amazing. Do you have a few minutes? Right. And I know that that's aggressive. That's a red personality talking. And if they happen to say they're doing amazing, then I say, oh, you must be on that slim too. Right. And either way, they're going to ask me they see it, right? They hear it in my voice, my passion. They see my smile. They're going to ask me, okay, what are you talking about? Right. And I can engage a stranger in that capacity. I think that for longevity, I think that, I like to ask people, loaded questions. And so in this scenario, I would like to ask somebody, so what is it that you do? right? I know, well, I get to learn about the individual and what it is that they do professionally, but I also know that the odds of them asking me what I do after they answer the question are very, very good. So if I ask somebody what it is that they do for a living, and then they tell me, and I maybe ask them a couple questions about it, and I continue to engage the conversation, when they get done telling me, they're going to say, well, what is it that you do? And I'm going to say, well, I happen to partner with, a couple 10, 20, 30,000, people that are running around this country changing and impacting lives. If you'd like to learn more, I'd love to tell you more. And I'm not going to spew Plexus onto them. I want to build the relationship. I want to engage that individual so that we have an existing relationship to say, hey, like, I partner with people and impact the health and happiness of as many people as we can. And that would be my roundabout way of introducing them to Plexus as a company. If they want to know more right then and there, then I'll give them the answers, right? If they want to, meet and continue to, to learn about it on a more personal basis, on a one-on-one basis, then I'm going to set a meeting with them and we'll go over that information then, right? All right, I'm reading this, right? Question is in regards to adding new friends on Facebook to help build a network. I don't mind adding people I don't know. I just need to find a way to connect with them and not in a sales way. A couple of cool things that I'm hearing is that, people will jump on and say like happy birthday to the people on an everyday basis, right? Depending on how big your network is, every day there's people whose birthdays are. So people, jump online, say something along the lines of like happy birthday. I don't know if you've seen me post about Plexus before, but for your birthday, I'd love to send you a sample of the product. Is that something you're open to, right? And so, another thing that I can say is that if you throw like a compliment in there, and their first name, that's two things that will, can be very beneficial to the opening a line of communication with a stranger, is to say like, good afternoon, Missy, good afternoon, Heather, good afternoon, so-and-so. I see that you and your family were just in San Francisco. I hope you had a great time, right? If you look at a couple of their pictures, their timeline, you say something to help, so that it's a little more personal, right? It's an unexpected compliment from on a personal basis, right? Happy birthday. I would love to send you a trial of this product that that I represent. Is that something you're open to? So obviously if you get a new friend, I don't want you to wait 300 days to send them the first message. What if their birthday isn't until December? Well, okay. So I think that, for those of us that post on a consistent basis, then, the cold message that I'm hearing people use is, hey, I know you've seen me post about, Plexus and its amazing products, but have you tried them yet? And it's literally that simple. It's 2 sentences and people are getting really cool response because it's a super non-threatening way just to ask the person, like, have they tried the product? And it can open up a line of communication to give them the opportunity to say, okay, so what is it? What does it do? Why should I take it? Why should I want to, so and so forth? Does that answer your question? Cool. Anybody else? I know it's getting late. What's up, Holly?
I've got a lot of like small town girls on my team, and they're worried about all having the same like network and like the same friends and stuff like that. Plus, a lot of them are like small little mountain towns. How would you suggest they expand their network and know the boundaries of not stepping on anybody's toes, like as far as like a friend of Plexus, like sharing Plexus with somebody that so-and-so knows as well?
Yeah, I think, gosh, I want to remain, I work with a lot of jewels that live in small towns in Nebraska, small towns in Arizona, small towns in California, that like towns of like less than 10,000. So, and they're jewels. So I don't want anybody to ever think that they live in a town that's too small, right? I also want to try to stay out of the idea that like we're stepping on each other's toes. right? You know, like if you know somebody that another ambassador knows, like, and, you know, like it's not a race to see who can get them signed up first. It's really more of a, hey, you know, how can we partner together to impact this person's life, right? I want to let the health benefits be at the forefront of this introduction, right? That when we're introducing this product to people, it's not just because we could see them being a rock star on our team, right? We would love for them to be an ambassador on our team. It's because we want to help them feel better this year, right? So, I mean, gosh, I don't know. Again, you know, I have a lot of the different colors in me, right? Some situations I'm very yellow, some situations I'm very red. Okay. In this situation, I believe that whoever the individual signs up with, it's a good thing, right? If we sign up a new ambassador, whether it's under this person or that person, it's a good thing. We're going to impact lives. And so I just am kind of black and white about it, you know, in regards to like stepping on each other's toes. Like, I don't know that they're, you know, everything's, gosh, I don't know that there's a rule, you know, a way that I could help you to, you know, to shed some light on this, right? If there's a mutual acquaintance between two people that are working the business, then who that individual signs up with is at their discretion. I know that when I was joining, you know, our team, I was looking for a coach that was going to not just be satisfied with playing every Sunday, but was going to take me to the Super Bowl, right? So that's how I identified with where I wanted to be and who I wanted to lead me, you know, in a professional capacity. I don't know if I'm answering your question. I don't know that there is a recipe, so to speak. I know that it's very possible to work your network, you know, and to grow your network. I think that, you know, there's a lot of things that are outside the box, right? Garage sale sites, I hear people getting phenomenal results from, like connecting with people on garage sale sites. Their Facebook. Facebook obviously is the primary social media used in this business, but like the you know, the Instagram, the Snapchat, like those are very successful ways of continuing to network and grow your network. And you know, I know that for those of you maybe who have seen the McCall's videos, like they're hilarious. Like those people are absolutely hilarious. Like I can't help but to laugh out loud when I watch their videos. And they get a lot of people reach out to them to ask them about the product because of these videos that they make that are just hilarious, right? So I would challenge those people in the smaller, you know, in the smaller communities to think outside the box, utilize all the formats of social media, and, you know, and see what kind of, think outside the box, see what kind of impact you can have. Yes?
I have a question.
Okay.
How would you keep people motivated, like speakers on your team? Because I have runners on my primary leg, and they used to be fantastic, but now they kind of got like dumped. And so, how do you just reassure them, and how do you keep their fire lit?
Well, have you been able to identify what you know, what might have contributed to their fire going out?
I think it's just because they're not adding people and they're not getting that income that they used to be getting. But I think it's all because they're not working as hard as they used to. You know, and they don't want to blame themselves, even though they're the ones to blame. And I don't want to say it's your fault, because, you know, I'm supposed to be like a cheerleader.
Right.
I'm kind of caught.
Well, and I think that, you know, I mean, everybody responds to this a little differently, you know, like I'll tell you that, like in my discovery calls, I was getting to know Holly and getting to know Yvonne, you know, and when one of the things I ask them is like, hey, how well on a scale from 1 to 10 would you say you accept constructive criticism? Because I need to know that about them. You know, some people don't accept it very well. Some people want tough love. They want that from their leader, right? So, you know, like, understanding, and it's like, it's in a sense, you know, I compare it kind of to a love language, right? A lot of us have identified, you know, and we've read that book, right? We identify with as to how our significant other, our partner wants, you know, is we can most effectively communicate with them, right? So I would try to establish that with them. You know, I would revisit a goal with them. And then, so if the goal was to, you know, gosh, what if the goal was to raise by, to grow by 50 pay points this month, then okay, awesome, great goal. And then I want to strategize with the individual how we're going to get there. But at the end, I want to paint a picture as to what achieving that goal could do for them. Is it a financial goal? Is it a time freedom goal, right? And I want to paint a picture as to what reaching the goal does for them. How does it impact them? And some people, I think, I guess, my next question is, why aren't they here tonight?
Well, one of the things.
Well, so I think that, I think that if you jumped off the call and you said, guys, listen, I had the most amazing call tonight, and whether you truly, feel that way or not, but if you got excited, right? If you put a big smile on your face and you got excited and you said, hey, listen, I was on a call tonight that was incredible. I feel so fired up. I don't know how I'm going to get to sleep. And it sounds like he's going to do another call with our team in about 30 days. You do not want to miss this, right? But at the end of the day, Misty, like, we can lead a horse to water. We can't make him drink, right? So, I think that at some point, if you continue to see the business suffer, then it has to be, communicated to them that if they continue not to recruit, business will continue to go down. It's that simple.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just, if I had everybody order like what they ordered, I would be Senior Ruby by now. And so it's really hard for me because I'm like, what the hell?
I understand.
There.
No, I understand. So, what I want to do is really lean on building the relationships with these individuals, right? Now, these two people, like, they at least have an open line of communication with you. They're not like going into the Plexus Witness Protection Program, are they? Okay.
No, they're not.
So,
yeah, we talked.
Good. So continue to build that relationship. Maybe challenge yourself that once a week you're going to give them a call and have a conversation with them about anything other than Plexus, right? Continue to build the relationship. Just call them and say, hey, how are you? Right? Hey, I was doing some stuff around my place today and I was thinking about you. What's going on? How are you? What's new? How was, and as you do that, then you'll learn more about them. So you could call, and the next time you could say, like, hey, Dave, how was skiing in the mountains? I know you just got back from a trip. How was your ski trip? Right? And then say, hey, well, cool. Listen, I just wanted to catch up with you. Hope you're having a great week. As always, you know how to get a hold of me if there's anything I can do for you. And then hang up, right? Build a relationship with those individuals. Let them know that, that they don't want to miss the next call. We want to see them here.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Anybody else?
There's a question in the chat box.
From Ashley, would it be beneficial to compare Plexus against, all right, so here's the question. Would it be beneficial to compare Plexus against coffee, energy drink costs, or smoking costs to get people just to check it out or at least learn about it? Absolutely. I don't think that that's even considered, outside the box, right? Because I know that money is one of the number one, and I don't want to say too aggressively, but number one excuses as to why, I can't afford it, right? How many people have heard that when they're introducing somebody to the product, I can't afford it, right? Well, the truth of the matter is that we as humans and Americans, in general, spend an awful lot of money on an awful lot of silly stuff. So, I think absolutely comparing it to anybody that is spending money in that capacity deserves to have this product put in front of them, and they can afford it. They're just going to have to make some adjustments with the way that they, if they happen to smoke $10 a pack of cigarettes, or $4 Red Bulls, that's without a doubt something that I would use as a rebuttal towards I can't afford it. It's a good thought. I don't think there are wrong answers to those types of rebuttals.
Okay, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, know that I'm obviously going to continue to be a resource for your guys' team. So if if we get off this call in 10 minutes from now, you think, oh, I really should have asked him this, like just put it in a chat to my Facebook or to Holly or Yvonne here, and we'll continue to partner together. I can't wait to see you guys on my list of jewels, and I'll see you guys in about a month's time. Yes? Christy, do you have a question?
Yes. So what ways can you keep encouraging people? Like I've had a couple customers who, like they're, for instance, one customer's on the accelerator block and slim, and she says that she gets nausea and it burns her stomach and her heart beats faster. And, like I keep trying different ways, and I'm trying to move her over to the other products, but since she's had not such a great experience with it, I think she's being kind of defeated as well. And it's hard as an ambassador too, as me, because I could find myself being frustrated. Like, just take the product for 30 days, give it a chance.
Right.
But what would you recommend doing?
Well, so two things. Like, I'm sure that between these, the leaders that we have here, that there's somebody that could answer this question a little better within the team. Like a holistic health practitioner or something, like that could answer this question a little better and like give you the more like scientific side of things. Like, to me, like what this is an opportunity to learn that next time, and moving forward when you're signing people up, that you require that from them, that, like, hey, all I ask is that you take this product, no ifs, ands, or buts, for 30 days and understand that your body is going to go through a little bit of a detox period, right? When we start putting in this healthy things into you, your body's going to behave in a manner that you're not really used to. It's going to throw you a couple curveballs. I want you to push through it and know that these are an all natural, non-GMO, plant-based products. They cannot cause you harm. So the side effects that you're experiencing is your body detoxing some stuff that's not supposed to be in there out. Just push through it. I promise you 30 days you'll feel better, right? And so if we set that tone right at the beginning, then you're going to have less of these types of conversations, right? People are going to know what to expect and to know that will take place. With this individual, they might be chalked up to the opportunity to learn just that. It's hard for me to say. What I would say is that, what you would like and encourage them to do is to continue to take the product and to lean on the fact that less than 1% of our product gets returned, which is a phenomenal number with a company that does sales in the manner that which we do. So that, and just encourage and let that individual know, like, hey, like, I've been doing a little research. I've been connecting with some people from our corporate office even, and it's normal to feel this way. Keep taking the product. You will feel better, period.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Chris.
All right.
Hold on, Yvonne. Chris, real quick. Also, third-party validation is huge for people that doubt the products. So, ask their permission to start a three-way chat with your upline. Your upline's new, so start one with me, and then I can help validate what you're saying. And then it builds like a little bit of belief and like truth into them. Not that they don't believe you, but it's always nice to hear like a third person.
Definitely. Okay, I'll do that.
All right, team. I think we're going to wrap this up. Dave, thank you so much for being on this call today. I can't wait till the next call. And I can't wait till me and Holly can continue to work with you and to help our teams to grow, to get to that next level to their business.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.